I still love it. Yeah, I like the look. I like the different sleeve here too, but also this pocket is so handy, especially like when setting up equipment. I'm typically bringing so much stuff in my pockets.
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, that is really sharp.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you remember Brian? He was a G. Basketball. I love it. I was like,
1 minute from Mark. Pregame begins in 40 seconds from Mark. In 30 seconds from Mark. Countdown to 20 seconds from Mark. 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
With the right side, the cutter to Hardy for the throwdown. A senior day to remember for Grant Hardy with an
It is the start of conference play tonight as Illinois Wesleyan begins defense of its regular season championship at the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. From Denny Bridges Court at Shirk Center at Illinois Wesleyan University, this is Illinois Wesleyan Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WBSN, at IWSports.com. It's the lid lifter for CCIW play as the 5th-ranked Illinois Wesleyan Titans play host to the Firebirds from Carthage, College. Good evening, I'm Eric Stock along with Joel Swanson. Glad to have you with us here tonight. And while the Titans tore their way through the first portion of non-conference play, 6 wins in 6 outings. But Joel, we all know that conference play requires taking your game to another level.
It certainly does, and what a conference opener as the Firebirds come to the Shirk Center tonight. And Eric Carthage has a really nice team, off to a 4-2 start, but they're coming off a really nice win at Wisconsin Whitewater. This is a really good team that Steve Jurakovic is bringing to the Shirk Center here tonight.
Yeah, much different look than the team we saw last year. Personnel is different, but they still rely primarily on a big 3, which they had last year. It's just that the big 3 are different guys this year.
Yeah, the one guy that's the same as Ryan Johnson, 6'7", 6'8", inside, outside, can really do everything for the Firebirds. Also does a nice job on the defensive end. But that's the one thing about these two teams. You look at opponent field goal percentage, Illinois Wesleyan holding opponents about 37%, Carthage under 40% as well. Both these teams really can defend. I really like the length that Carthage brings out on the floor, and obviously Illinois Wesleyan, a tremendous defensive team. Should be a great basketball game, and Eric, an early key CCIW game as well. Both these teams are probably going to find themselves very near the top of the conference when it's all said and done.
Well, the coaches certainly think so. Illinois Wesleyan is the preseason favorite in the league amongst the coaches in the conference, but Carthage was number 2, and not much separation between number 1 and 2. There are some other teams that certainly figure to be in the mix. Elmhurst, Augustana, North Central. Who knows beyond that? It's always unpredictable, but you certainly figure that these two teams will be at or near the top. And if you're the home team, there is all the more pressure to win, because if you can steal one on the road, that can really flip things dramatically as the year goes on.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if it's a December game, January, February. Stealing one on the road early can put you in a really good position. That's what the Firebirds are going to try to do here tonight against the Titans. Illinois Wesleyan trying to protect that home floor here at the Shirk Center, a place they've been very good at so far, but haven't seen the Shirk Center for quite a while.
Yeah, it's been since the Jack Sickman tournament the last time that Illinois Wesleyan played here in the friendly confines. They'll have one more home game next week, a week from Sunday, against Elmhurst when they wrap up this portion of conference play. Then a big non-conference battle with Wash U, a battle of top 5 nationally ranked teams on Thursday, December 19th in their final game before they head to Dallas after Christmas. Then it's back into the grind of the CCIW for January and February.
Yeah, it certainly is, and the conference always difficult, but it really starts here tonight for Illinois Wesleyan. CCIW play already kicking off here in the first week of December. And as we've talked about before, December games are just as important as January and February when it comes to NCAA tournament bids. And boy, the Titans could lock up another really nice win here tonight.
We'll hear from Coach Juan Rose after this timeout. But also a special honor for Coach Rose this week. He and son Brady Rose, the 8th leading scorer in program history, were both selected for induction into the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. So congratulations to the Roses on that. We'll ask the coach about that and more after this timeout. Here from Shirk Center, it's the Titans and the Carthage Firebirds. Back in a moment on Illinois Wesleyan Titan Basketball, 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
And we're here at Shirk Center at Illinois Wesleyan. Eric Stock and Joel Swanson. We're a few minutes away from tipping off the conference opener in the CCIW for Illinois Wesleyan and Carthage. The Titans come in with a 6-0 record. They've won both of their games here this year, coming in the Jack Sikma Invitational, which seems like eons ago. They beat two nationally ranked opponents in Cal Lutheran and Calvin. They've been road warriors in the succeeding couple of weeks, finishing off their road trip with a come-from-behind win against Chicago last Wednesday afternoon in the Windy City. Titans fell behind 14-0 and were down as many as 16 points before they rallied for the comeback and the victory at UC. Meanwhile, Carthage coming in with a 4-2 record. They have wins over the Illinois Institute of Technology and Alma, then suffered back-to-back losses against a pair of nationally ranked teams in Wisconsin Platteville and Anderson, and then bounced back with a couple of victories against Ripon and a quality win against Wisconsin Whitewater last Saturday night on the road. That puts Steve Jurakovich's team at 4-2. He is in his fifth year with a record of 53-44. Now the Titans coach Ron Rose in his 19th year, a record of 331 victories and 158 defeats, and one more trophy coming his way to put into the Rose mantelcase. Well, before we get to the game tonight, wanted to ask you about your induction into the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame, announced this week. Yourself and son Brady Rose.
Yeah, it was an exciting news. I think from my standpoint, it means I'm getting old. And to go in with Brady makes it very special. So much of, when I think of back to his playing career and my coaching career, they're so intertwined. I mean, and you know this from when I got this job, he was the little guy on the front of the bus, and he was running around Shirk Center, and all the games, all the time in the gym, car rides, meals. It kind of brings it full circle, so feel very fortunate for that.
I'm just waiting for the Rose grandchildren to make their way onto the basketball court at Illinois Wesleyan. Will we see that day?
Well, that would be a dream come true. I hope to be around for that, Eric.
Well, let's get to the game tonight. Conference play opens. Do you feel the team is ready for the start of CCIW play?
Yeah, I should be accustomed to December 4th playing a conference game. It still seems early, but I do think, when you go back and think, our first game in front of people was at DePaul. That does feel like a while ago. And so we have had quite a bit of time to practice, to learn about ourselves, and be ready for this game. And I think when you start playing conference games this early, those teams that are veteran-heavy do have an advantage in terms of being more prepared and understanding. Conference play is just different. Everybody knows each other better. The intensity is ratcheted up a bit, so it's exciting to get started for sure.
And you can certainly see Carthage taking this as a chance for a fresh start after a couple losses in non-conference. They figure to be one of the top contenders in the league as well, and it's a chance for them to steal one on the road.
Well, the formula has always been win your home games and win half your games away, and puts you in the conversation. And so, I think everybody's 0-0 right now. And so when the ball goes up, it's going to be highly competitive. And I think both teams are looking at it the same way. It is a fresh start to what will prove to be, I'm sure, a very close, intense conference race.
Carthage does have several new players, or at least those who were not a part of their rotation last year. Oftentimes, new players take a while to fully integrate, but the two new players this year, A.J. Williams and their transfer in Riley Brooks, are high-impact players right from the get-go.
Yeah, we know A.J. Johnson really well from 2 years ago. I mean, A.J. Johnson is a tremendous player. He runs the point for him. The ball's in his hands a lot. He's very fast, can shoot the ball, competitive. We have a lot of respect for A.J. And then Riley Brooks, the only thing I know is from preparing for this game, the scouting, and he looks like a dynamic scorer that can score at all three levels. He shoots the three. I mean, when you look at the entire Carthage team, that's one of the things as a coach you really worry about is their ability to shoot from behind the arc and having multiple guys out there that can do it.
Yes, A.J. Johnson, not Williams, my mistake. You've had one real close down-to-the-wire game last week at Chicago, down big, fought back and forth down the stretch. How much does that kind of grind it out type win prepare you for what you'll see probably often throughout conference play?
I wouldn't recommend spotting Team 14 to start with, but the fact that we had to come back, the fact that the entire second half was a competitive game back and forth, you want to be put in that position because then you really find out offensively, can you execute under pressure? And I thought our guys did a tremendous job. So you want to play as many close games as you can in that non-conference and conference play to prepare you for those moments because they're inevitably coming.
So keys to get the win tonight?
Well, we got to guard the three-point line. I mean, I think, if you look back a year ago, the reason we were able to win the conference was on the defensive end. I think oftentimes that's true for conference champions, so we hope to be able to establish that side of the ball tonight.
We appreciate the time. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Thanks, Eric.
Coach Ron Rose, as our pregame continues, will introduce the starters for tonight's game and tip it off in moments when we return to Shirk Center after this 1-minute timeout. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan Basketball on 88.1 FM, WBSM, and IWSports.com.
Go behind the scenes of Titan Athletics with Titan Table Talk, hosted by Tommy Gilbert. With interviews from coaches as well as student athletes, get to know Titan Athletics like never before. A new episode with new guests is posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, SoundCloud, WESN, and IWSports.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.
It's the 140th meeting between Illinois Wesleyan and Carthage in men's basketball. The Titans lead the all-time series 109-30 as we send it down to Ben Alcine, the public address announcer, for the introduction of the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Featuring the visiting Carthage College Red Firebirds and your hosts, the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. Carthage enters the contest with a 4-2 record. The Firebirds are coached by Steve Jurakovic in his 5th season at his alma mater with a record of 53 wins and 44 losses. Illinois Wesleyan is 6-0 on the season, coaching the Titans in his 19th season at his alma mater with a record of 331 wins and 158 losses. Ron Rose. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, the Titan Band to play the national anthem. And now let's meet this evening's starters. First for the Firebirds. 6'3" and a junior from Chicago, number 4, AJ Williams. 6'7" and a sophomore from Oswego, number 10, Ryan Johnson. 6'5" and a sophomore from Ripon, Wisconsin, number 11, Riley Brooks. 6'3" and a junior from Oswego, 15, AJ Johnson. And a 6'3" junior from Wakanda, 21, Griffin Dawn. And now for the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. 6'8" and a senior from St. Louis, Missouri, number 12, Nick Roper. A 6'5" and a sophomore from Normal, number 10, Mason Funk. The Titan centers a 6'10" senior from St. Louis, Missouri, 20, Harrison Wilson. A guard, 5'11" and a sophomore from Western Springs, 15, Jackson Nego. And a guard, 6'3" and a senior from Round Lake, 0, Hakeem Williams.
All right, Illinois Wesleyan in their home white and green with the new warm-ups. And the Carthage Firebirds in their road red with the Carthage in letters, in block letters across the front of their chest, and a black trim across the shoulders and on the outlines. Our officials for tonight's game, who will have access to new replay technology at the scores table tonight, should that become an issue. Thanks to Tyler Wilson and his crew to make that available. Jerry Scherzinger, John Kruzwicki, and Alan Matuszewski are our men in black and white here tonight. Nick Roper on the center tap with Ryan Johnson as we get CCIW play underway for the 24-25 campaign here tonight. If the Titans win the tap with a hard slap back by Nick Roper, and it will be Titan basketball from the start as Jackson Nego brings the ball across.
Carthage brings really good length, good man-to-man defense. This will be a tough team to score on here tonight.
Williams goes to the baseline to Wilmson with a shimmy, gets down inside the half circle, nearly had it ripped away, kicks it out to Hakeem Williams, and they're ready to take the ball to Funk. Now to the baseline, it is Nick Roper bouncing the basketball, reeled in, had it poked away, and a loose ball near midcourt. Great effort by Roper, but he slid out of bounds as he went to retrieve the ball near midcourt.
You can see Carthage doubling down in the post. They know that Roper and Wilmson could really hurt them inside. Again, they have nice length, good speed on the defensive perimeter as well, and the Titans are going to have to adjust those double teams that are coming from multiple different angles.
First possession for the Firebirds, Ryan Johnson up top as he hands the ball off to Riley Brooks, the Division II transfer from Northern Michigan, who was lighting it up for him so far this year. With all the dribble drive, A.J. Johnson got a bump from Hakeem Williams for the game's first foul.
Yeah, Brooks has been a high-volume shooter so far. He's taken over a quarter of the shots that Carthage has put up so far this season. When he gets hot, he can really put the ball in the basket, and that's what Illinois Wesleyan's going to have to contend with here tonight.
Ryan Johnson up top looking for a handoff. Gets the ball to Brooks. Brooks tries to stagger his way toward the baseline. Lost the ball. Gets it back out to Ryan Johnson. Flips it wide right to A.J. Johnson. Kicks the ball into the corner. 3 on the way by A.J. Williams. And he knocks it down with the shot clock winding down.
Carthage has a lot of guys who can shoot it. And off to a good start right there, knocking down their first shot.
He's hitting 40% from threes this year. Ball tapped away from Nego. Able to regain control. Kicks it out wide left to Hakeem Williams. Top of the key. Wilmson dials up a 3. That's off the backboard, then off the rim. No. Ball loose. Ball hit off the foot of A.J. Williams, and it's tracked down by Riley Brooks for the Firebirds. They're up 3-0. A.J. Williams, right side, kicks the ball left side to Brooks. Here's a quick three. Off the back rim, no. Offensive rebound. Griffin Dawn kicks the ball into the corner. At the baseline, A.J. Johnson. Johnson double teamed. Slapped away by Hakeem Williams. Motors down court. 2-on-2. Shovel pass ahead. Threw it away. Looking for Roper. Didn't get it there. The steal by Ryan Johnson with the outlet to Brooks for three, and he hits.
Great start here for Carthage. A couple of three-pointers go down. But that turnover by A.J. Johnson, only his 6th turnover of the year in 6 contests. He really takes care of the basketball at the point guard position.
Mason Funk with a pull-up off the pick, no good. Ball ripped down by Griffin Dawn for the Firebirds. Off to a good start, 6-0. Rolling around the pick here, A.J. Johnson kicks the ball into the corner to Dawn. Dawn looks it over, puts a move on Funk baseline, kicks the ball into the corner. It is Ryan Johnson. Johnson goes back out to Riley Brooks. Brooks looks for the pick, gets it, has a seam, baseline scoop, no, but a foul as he leaned in, elevated, and tried to extend. And the reach in on Nick Roper. That will send Ryan Johnson, Riley Brooks, to the line for 2.
Yeah, so far 83% from the free throw line on the season for Brooks. Hasn't shot it great though. 37% from the floor coming in, but when he gets it rolling, he can be a real problem. First free throw up, around, and out, so it stays at 6-0.
Carthage shooting 64% at the line this year. They've been very good from beyond the arc at 40% as a team, but their free throw percentage, as it's been in recent years, has not been very strong. Free throw missed, but to get the offensive rebound. Ryan Johnson with the kick out. Now Brooks with the head fake. Glides in the runner, gets the roll.
Not a good block out that time for the Titans off the free throw. 8-0, and reminiscent of the start in their last game where they dug a 14-0 hole to start that one against Chicago.
Williamson up top, looking baseline for Roper. Double clutches, turns, fires off the backboard for 2.
Nick Roper is going to be a really tough matchup here for Carthage. They just don't have that type of size to be able to match up with him. Ryan Johnson is their tallest player, and that's going to be a problem for the Titans as well. They're going to have to guard him on the perimeter all night.
Ryan Johnson looks for the handoff to Brooks. Brooks goes baseline with the head fake. He'll fade over Funk. That's how you got to shoot it against number 10 with his great wingspan and blocking ability. Great start for Riley Brooks. He is 7.
You can see when he gets hot, he's going to be a tough matchup out there.
10-2 Firebirds. Roper strokes a long 3, comes up short. Titans could not get it into their offense. Ball one hopped to A.J. Johnson, who brings it up. There's Brooks firing again. His 3 is off the mark. And Roper has the rebound for the Titans, takes the ball down court. Stop and go, gliding to the bucket. Can't get the roll, but got the foul. And Nick Roper will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, I mentioned Riley Brooks is not shy about shooting the basketball. Already coming in 93 field goal attempts on the season. The second highest for Carthage is Ryan Johnson at 55. So just a little over a quarter of their shots have come from Brooks so far, the Division II transfer. So he is a high volume shooter. But he has been able to put the ball in the basket here so far tonight.
Roper at the line had 18 points in the win at Carthage, including a phenomenal second half. Carried the team on its back when they were behind. Had a reverse dunk that they added to the pregame highlight reel here at Shirk Center. It tied the game at the start of the second half and set the tempo for the Titans in their second half comeback win. Here he gets a pair of free throws to cut the lead to 10-4.
I'll see the Titans start to clamp down on the defensive end. A.J. Johnson with the basketball. Talk about 24 assists, just 6 turnovers now in the season, 4-1 assist to turnover ratio. That is outstanding from a tall point guard. You can see them backing now. Jackson, he go down.
Turn around from 13, cannot get the bounce ball. Tipped by Marco Anderson, tracked down to the corner by Trey Bazell for Illinois Wesleyan. Lead pass, Nick Roper glides in left of the lane, and he reverses, and he gets the roll.
Nice job by Nick right there, getting all the way to the basket, put his head down, and the Titans having a hard time scoring early on, but Nick Roper able to get all the way to the cup to make it 10-6.
And he has all 6 of their points. A.J. Williams flips the ball to Ryan Johnson. Baseline jumper is good. A.J. Johnson makes it 12-6.
Titans had 2 guys jump out on the wing that time on A.J. Williams and left A.J. Johnson wide open.
Roper comes off a screen, glides in left of the lane, now pushes it up as he fades, missed it. A.J. Williams pulls down the miss for the Firebirds. Takes the ball down court, up by 6. Now the Dawn has a seam, layup left hand, in and out. Roper rebounds for Illinois Wesleyan.
The Titans have a lot of Firebirds get all the way to the basket here so far. Not a great defensive start.
Now Roper sets up in the post against Dawn, turns, puts it up, might have been tipped. Got the whistle. I believe that was on the shot. Roper has been assertive early, and they have needed that.
Yeah, assertive, certainly. He has really taken the ball to the basket here, just trying to wear out that Carthage defense, and that might be one huge advantage the Titans have, as they have against most teams, is they have a deep bench, and Carthage does not. A lot of guys playing a lot of minutes on that front line for Carthage. First free throw up and no good that time for Nick Roper, and we'll see if the Titans can take advantage of that tonight.
Roper, 77% at the line coming in. Second foul on Griffin Dawn. So he checks out of the game. Colton Sigel, a 6'2 senior from Rock Island, is now in at the point. Josh Fridman in at the point for Illinois Wesleyan, the 5'10 freshman from Glenbrook North, and unable to get either free throw, with a rebound taken by Ryan Johnson for the Firebirds.
Yeah, we've seen a lot from Sigel in the last few years coming off the bench for Carthage. Has played a lot of minutes for the Firebirds.
Sigel up top to Ryan Johnson, chest pass to Brooks, lets it fly from three. It's short. Good box out by Trey Bazell, the senior from Prairie Central, to get the rebound. Over to Funk. Funk glides in as he shuffles baseline. Missed the runner off the backboard, and it was tipped out by Carthage. So Titans will keep possession as Roper gets a breather. Hakeem Williams now in. Titans down 12-6.
Yeah, you can see what Ryan Johnson does on the defensive end, though, for Carthage. Really good rim protector. Has really nice length back there. Makes it hard to score at the basket. They don't have a lot of those guys, but Ryan Johnson's one of those guys that does it really well.
Fridman into the corner to Trey Bazell. Dribbles out to the wing. Now to Marco Anderson. The senior big man goes into the paint. Tries the up and under. He's cut off. Triple teamed. Back out to Hakeem Williams for three. It's short. A.J. Johnson collects the rebound for Carthage.
Yeah, really the first look that Hakeem has gotten at the basket so far. One of his few touches he's had so far on the offensive end.
Now it's A.J. Johnson. Darts the ball back out to A.J. Williams. Looks to feed the post. It's Ryan Johnson with a head fake. Finds the cutter. Siegel filling the lane and lays it in.
Nice cut that time. And Ryan Johnson, he's going to cause some problems down there in that post area. He can drag you outside as well, so he is a tough matchup.
Funk with head fake turns. Fires from 14 off the mark. Good, tough rebound by Marco Anderson, but he couldn't finish.
The Titans have taken some poor shots here so far in the first 6 minutes of the contest, and Carthage has been able to take advantage of that out to an 8-point lead.
Now it's A.J. Johnson. Setting up on the left side, over to brother Ryan Johnson. Wheels right, looks for handoff, put from behind by Fridman. It's loose on the floor. A.J. Williams at the bottom of the pile comes up with it, and he ends up with a held ball, so the arrow will keep it with the Firebirds as Funk and Marco Anderson go out. Nick Roper, still the only Titan to score, left the game, now back in. Hakeem Williams goes to the bench, and also in Nathan Bolt, 6'10 junior from Barrington. Harrison Williamson also returns for Illinois Wesleyan. Carthage takes a 30-second timeout. They have a 14-6 lead, 13:42 left in the first half.
Now, Titans off to a cold shooting start so far. 2 for 10 from the floor, 0 for 3 from the three-point line for Illinois Wesleyan. And the reason why they only have 6 on the board right now. Talk about Carthage is a good defensive team, holding teams under 30% from the three-point line on the season, under 40% overall field goal percentage defense. So it's a team that can defend, but you got to think the Titans will start shooting the ball better here as the game goes along, and Eric hopefully get some better shots at the basket.
Well, the Titan women are also opening conference play tonight. They are on the road at the Cracker Box. And the 4th-ranked Titan women, who are also undefeated at 6-0 on the year, lead North Park 10-7 in the first quarter. Titan women got 2 impressive wins over the weekend at the WashU Classic, beating the host Bears on Sunday. Now the Firebirds inbound on the baseline with A.J. Johnson triggering for Ryan Johnson on the right wing. Hands it off to A.J. Left-hand dribble, moves in on Fridman, goes down deep, got around him, but the layup too strong. Wilmson pulls it off the glass, gets it ahead to Fridman. Titans down by 8.
Titans have a lot of size up front, but their point guards are small, and A.J. Johnson is not, and they're going to try to take advantage of that.
Now it's Bolt backing down on his man Brooks. Goes inside, up strong with a jump hook for 2.
Really something we haven't seen much from Nathan Bolt. The assertiveness, spinning inside right there, going right over the top of the defender. Nice move that time.
Yeah, using a 5-inch advantage to his advantage as he gets his first bucket, 14-8 our score. Baseline, Brooks with a fade. Tough shot from 12. Missed it. Brooks, Bolt rebounds for Illinois Wesleyan.
It's a lot of size to shoot over right there. That was a difficult shot.
Fridman to the bucket. Scoops it on the reverse for 2.
He has just been tremendous so far to start his freshman season. Not a lot of space underneath the hoop, but he's just the kind of player that figures out a way to get that ball in the basket.
Averaging 7 points a game off the bench, and he gets his first bucket there, 14-10. Foul line jump shot, no good by Ryan Johnson. Titans back the other way. Fridman, right side. We're down by 4. Trades places with Williamson. Now Williamson with a head fake goes baseline from the elbow. Jump hook with the left hand comes up short. Siegel rebounds for the Firebirds.
That time Williamson trying to use his size to get down inside. Pretty nice job by Ryan Johnson to be able to bother that shot.
Siegel shovels into the corner to Brooks, gets it back out. Siegel pushes up a tough 3. Well contested by Bazell. Came up short. Rebound to Roper. Roper in the front court holds up. Now gets to Fridman for 3. Got it.
So it just comes off the bench. A couple of buckets already for Josh Fridman. Next thing you know, it's a 14-13 game. And Eric Carthage has taken some really tough shots here the last couple times down the floor.
Which is funny because we saw the Titans taking some tough shots early in the clock in their first couple of possessions, but they have settled down. 14-13. Siegel's 3 is good from the right wing.
Yeah, both these teams can defend, so you're going to have to shoot up over the top of some defenders here tonight. Siegel with a nice shot from the outside. He can shoot that 3-point shot. You got to take him off that 3-point line.
Both teams with a quick trigger fingers early. Carthage leads 17-13. Pass top of the key to Fridman. Leads into a 3. He got fouled and missed it as A.J. Johnson gambled on the steal, tried to recover after the fact, and kind of sideswiped him, drawing the foul with the Fridman 3-point attempt, and now the freshman will go to the line for 3 free throws.
Josh did a nice job selling that one right there, and we got a timeout on the floor here. I do think that Carthage might have taken a full timeout, Eric, so they've taken a couple already.
So they took a 30, now they take a full. Now the officials are at the scorer's table, and I wonder if they are reviewing this.
And maybe to see if it's a 3-point shot or not. Maybe that's the question in mind.
Now this is optional for the CCIW at this point. It's something that they're working toward, having all of the schools in the league to have this replay available. It is not like the NFL. You can't issue a coach's challenge. It's only administered by the officials themselves. As each of the schools in the CCIW develop the capability to do that, that could certainly be an asset that could help arbitrate key moments of basketball games. And it looks like it is going to be 3 free throws here for Josh Fridman. He's a 78% free throw shooter on the year with 5 quick points off the bench for the Titans, who trail by 4. The first one is good.
Well, I know Carthage took a 30-second timeout earlier. Was that timeout just to review that particular play, Eric? Because Carthage is only down 1 timeout right now, so I wonder if that's what happened on that particular instance.
Both free throws go.
Garrett Arnold and Louis Scoyes.
They can't request the timeout. It'd be up to the officials anyway, so I wouldn't think they would have to do that. Bazell and Roper are out. Carlo Kolak is in for the first time, the 6'5 junior from New Trier.
Yeah, this would be really interesting to see if the Titans' depth is able to wear down Carthage as the game goes down, as Josh Fridman comes off the bench, knocks in 8 points, Eric, and back to the bench he goes. Well, you talk about a dynamic start. With a freshman coming off, just a lightning rod off the bench.
Yeah, Titans started this game down by 8, and now it's a 1-point difference. Carthage has a new player in, Garrett Arnold, 6-foot junior guard from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Siegel off a screen, a long 3, comes up short. Rebound out to Carlo Kolak, who just got up from the seat of his pants to get the rebound, goes coast to coast for 2.
Carlo Kolak has done a great job finishing so far inside this season. Really nice job as went down, got the rebound, coast to coast the other way, and the Titans have their first lead.
After being down by 8, it was 8-0, 10-2, it was 14-6. Titans have roared back. Now A.J. Williams on the right side. Coach Rose wanted to travel. He was right in front of him. Now with the baseline, it's Ryan Johnson. Pivots against Bolt. Has to cross-court the ball. Nearly threw it away. Williams had it slapped out of bounds by Hakeem Williams, his defender. 6 seconds on the shot clock for the Firebirds.
This is one luxury that Coach Rose has. He can bring guys in off the bench, and boy, the level of play still stays very high for the Titans.
Inbound to Nemi Stojic, who hands off. Boy, Arnold stumbled, lost the basketball. Akeem Williams back the other way, 3-on-4. Out to Bolt, left side to Nigo for 3. Got it.
Oh, nice job by Nathan Bolt. One extra pass right there. Jackson Nigo 0 for 3 against Chicago, but knocks one down behind that arc, and the Titans go up by 4.
A 15-3 run here for Illinois Wesleyan to take a 21-17 lead. Siegel in the corner. Now it's Siegel in the paint. Kicks the baseline. Quick step by Ryan Johnson. Leans in, muscles up over his defender, Carlo Kolak, to get the bucket.
He's the guy that's going to have to score with this group of players on the floor. And I think for Carthage, just trying to buy some time on the bench for some of your guys, as you feel like you're going to get just worn out by the Titans on their bench here tonight.
Midway through the first half, Titans up by a deuce. Nigo looking to post up, kicks the ball back out to Kolak on the left side. Now top of the key to Akeem Williams, left side. 3 ball by Kolak, high off the back rim. No, pulled down by smallest man of the floor. As Nigo flips it inside to Nathan Bolt. Bolt with the post up, draws the double, trickles the pass out. It was deflected as he kicked it out to Wilmson and drew the foul. Nemi Stojic picks up his first foul. The grad student from Maine South High School. Wilmson and Bolt are out. Nick Roper is in. Marco Anderson back in. Hakeem Williams goes out, and Mason Funk returns for Wesleyan.
And Ryan Johnson heads to the bench now for Carthage. He got the last bucket for the Firebirds. They get some more offense back on the floor now here for Coach Jarakovic.
Kolak with a pull-up, 15-footer off the inbound, left it short, tip by Anderson, and it reached over the back.
A nice head and shoulder fake that time by Marco. Got the defender to go by. Had a nice little 15-foot jumper. Just didn't quite go down that time, but a good look at the basket.
First foul on Marco Anderson and the third on the team. There are 4 fouls on the Firebirds, who trail by 2. As A.J. Johnson brings the ball across on the right side to Stojic, top of the key. Looks for a target. Now the quick pull-up jumper, nothing but net for A.J. Johnson.
I mentioned this before, but I think that's where Carthage feels like they have an advantage. The guards for Wesleyan, the point guard position, are small. Johnson at 6'4", can shoot over the top, and they might even post him up a little bit as the game goes on.
Now tied at 21. Roper goes baseline. Roper inside the half circle. On the cut, finds the trailer. Marco Anderson, we couldn't finish. Off the back rim, no good.
Good cut that time by Marco. Tried to get that one up on the rim, just rolled off.
Brooks slashing to the bucket. Give and go. Stojic fills the lane and scores.
Nice job by Brooks, dishing that ball off. Good roll inside. Pass was right on the money, and the Firebirds go back in front.
23-21. Nigo shuffles toward the baseline on the right side. Kicks it out to Roper. Roper moves in left of the lane. Drew the double team. Had his pocket picked. Out in front. Siegel moves in. Roper closes in and fouled him. The layup, no. But he'll shoot 2 free throws.
Nice job by Siegel that time. Just kind of gliding to the basket, slowing down there at the end. Get that thing up on the rim. Able to draw some contact. That might be a play where you jump stop, let the defender go by, and then put that one home. But a nice job getting some contact and heading to the line.
So Roper gets his second foul at the 8:12 mark of the half, with the Titans down by 2. Siegel making the first, his first free throws of the season. So Roper goes out, Kolak goes out, Hakeem Williams and Trey Bazell are back in.
That's 7 in a row now by Carthage. Titans have taken a 21-17 lead. The Firebirds have come back now with the last 7. Take a 7-point contest, 7-point run here, make it 8, and a 4-point lead now for Carthage.
Colton Siegel goes out of the game, and Tanner Lamb is in. 6'3" senior from Salt Lake City. 25-21 Firebirds. Nigo sets up on the left side, unloads to Bazell. Top of the key to Anderson. Chest pass right side to Hakeem Williams. Tees it up for Bazell. Side steps, no shot. Stojic has him covered using that wingspan. Bazell on the left looking, goes to Nigo. 12 to shoot. Nigo back over to Bazell. Let's fly from 3 off the back rim, and Anderson got held by Stojic as he tried to untangle and track down the loose basketball.
Carthage got caught in a tough switch that time right there as Tanner Lamb ended up with Marco Anderson inside. The Titans couldn't quite find him to be able to use a post move to be able to score over the smaller player. And that left one of the bigs out there for Carthage trying to guard Trey Bazell. And Bazell shooting that ball over the top. And we see now Josh Fridman back in the lineup. Boy, the Titans were awfully good with him on the floor a few moments ago. And we'll see if he can give him a spark off the bench here again.
Harrison Williamson back in underneath as he's trying to set position with Stojic, who just picked up his second foul but is still out there. Looking for the inbound. The lob to Hakeem Williams, overshot him, but Funk there to clean it up. He's in the post, has to kick it out to Williamson for three. In and out. Funk with the offensive rebound. Looks to go back up, all poked away, but Fridman is right there. Fridman one hands the ball to Bazell. Bazell up top. Titans down by 4. Left side Funk, 10 to shoot. Hakeem Williams now to Williamson. One-on-one against Stojic. And he kicked it loose, taps it away to Bazell. At 4, at 3. Bazell gets a look at 2, at 1. Floats it up in time, but it's short. Bazell got it back. Double clutches and scores. That was easy enough.
Nice job using the head and shoulder fake right there to get the defender up in the air. And Trey Bazell able to finally find the basket right there for the Titans.
Bazell averaging 9 points a game off the bench, shaves the lead to 2. A.J. Johnson on the right side, gets it out to Stojic, back to Johnson. Johnson shuffles, tries to give and go, plugged up. Perhaps it would have been wiser to take it himself. Hakeem Williams with the outlet to Fridman, who steps out of bounds as he caught the pass in front of the Carthage bench.
Yeah, really good defensive play by Hakeem Williams a few moments ago, just clogging up that passing lane. They've now made that switch. Now they got Hakeem Williams now on A.J. Johnson, trying to dissipate that size advantage that Carthage was trying to take advantage of a few moments ago. But Hakeem really will close that gap quite a bit.
25-23 Firebirds, under 7 minutes to go in the half. As A.J. Johnson brings the ball across. A.J. over to A.J. Williams. Right side to Johnson. Johnson with the head fake, goes down low. Pocket pick by Hakeem Williams. One-on-one with A.J. May got away with a push. Jackknifes inside, pulls up off the backboard. No. Funk gets the offensive rebound. He's bottled up, has to get out of there. He'll turn it up, fire on the turnaround, no good. Ball pinballed into the air and pulled down by Tanner Lamb for Carthage.
Boy, Titans had some great opportunities there. Williams got all the way to the basket. Funk had a nice inside shot. Neither one go down.
Had a hard time finishing. And it's Hakeem Williams on the block on the long shot by A.J. Johnson. The other way to Hakeem, down low, looks to reverse, got fouled by Ryan Johnson. And maybe it's just the athleticism, the length of this Carthage team that has caused them to short arm some shots that they typically make.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson is a problem inside. He gives them really nice length, and I talked about their length to start the game, and they did an impressive job on Saturday against Whitewater. Whitewater had a hard time scoring inside against Carthage, reason why the Firebirds were able to come out with a victory in that contest on Saturday. So they do bring some length on the defensive end, and it shows up in that opponent field goal percentage.
Hakeem Williams at the line for 2. Short on the first. First foul on Ryan Johnson. And the 6th team foul. Colton Siegel is back in for the Firebirds. As A.J. Johnson goes to the bench. Hakeem Williams shooting 65% at the line this year. Looking for 1. And he gets it. His first point tonight. 25-24. Carthage with the lead.
Coach Karakovic's done a nice job using his bench here so far in this first half and trying to negate that huge advantage the Titans usually have off the bench where they can wear out their opponent.
Riley Brooks runs into a double team baseline. Hakeem Williams tried to pick his pocket. Foul goes against Mason Funk, his first and the team's 5th.
This has been a pretty physical game so far. Not a tremendous amount of contact on that particular call. I think that's what Coach Rose was not real happy about. Just wants the same call down on the other end is all he's asking for.
Ryan Johnson off the inbound to Lamb. Back to Johnson. He'll stroke a 3 left wing and rattles it home. His second bucket.
And he is a problem offensively and defensively. No doubt about it. He can stretch the floor on you. It's a great job playing inside-outside basketball.
28-24. Carthage by 4. Mason Funk shovels the ball top of the key to Williamson. Moves down deep on his man who picked his pocket and forced a tie-up. Ryan Johnson reached in as he backpedaled with Williamson charging toward him and forced the tie-up. Titans will keep it.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough matchup right there for Illinois Wesleyan with Harrison Williamson catching the ball right at the free throw line and then trying to make a straight line drive. He's probably going to be better off trying to get Ryan Johnson inside. Wow, Josh Fridman threw it off the back of the defender and scores a layup. Tell you what, Josh Fridman is going to be fun to watch over the next 4 years.
10 points already off the bench for the freshman as the Titans are down by 2, 28-26. Siegel with the give and go to Ryan Johnson, the baseline to Riley Brooks. One-on-one, he bangs with the funk, fades over him, 12-footer, no good. Tipped in, Ryan Johnson unable to save it for the Firebirds. It goes out to the Titans as Marco Anderson comes back in. Hakeem Williams in, Wilmson out, Funk is out, Nathan Bolt returns for the Titans. And the Titans have a chance here to tie or take the lead.
I really think Ryan Johnson is the best matchup Carthage has, no matter who's guarding him for the Titans. I mean, they just haven't been able to find him here the last couple of times down the floor. We'll see if they go to number 10 this time because, boy, he can cause you some really big matchup problems.
Baseline pass thrown away. Tanner Lamb gets to the steal. Left to wing it to Riley Brooks. Goes baseline with a loose dribble. Reels it in. Looks to post up against Nathan Bolt. It's a 5-inch mismatch there. Fades over Bolt and scores.
Nice Bill score right there. Good spin move inside. A little fade on that jump shot. You can tell he's a scorer.
Brooks has 9, 30-26 Carthage. Left side, Bolt holds the rock back to Hakeem Williams. Shuffles to the right, goes to baseline on A.J. Williams. Goes into the half circle. He's in the paint, spins a couple of times. Carthage wanted a 3 count. Inside, Marco Anderson back out to Hakeem. Squares for 3 and buries it.
Good inside-outside basketball, but still really well defended by Carthage. You can see Hakeem Williams get all the way down inside. Nowhere to go with the basketball. That length of Carthage has really bothered the Titans on the offensive end here so far this evening.
30-29, Firebirds by 1. Quick 3, Brooks jacking it up, no good. Ryan Johnson saves it, but saves it for the Titans. Marco Anderson out to Bazell. Bazell looks to go baseline, cut off by Siegel. Bazell cross-courts the ball to Hakeem Williams. Corner 3 for Bolt, and it comes up short. Siegel rips away the rebound for the Firebirds.
Looked like Nathan Bolt didn't quite get himself set on that 3-point shot from the corner. Might have rushed it just a little bit that time. The shot was off.
Might have had a seam, maybe 2 steps to the basket. Now top of the key. It's Ryan Johnson, looks for the handoff. Can't do it. Throws the ball into the post and a backhand steal by Nathan Bolt. Back to get away. Titans down 1. Hakeem Williams left side now to Fridman. Fridman chest pass to Bolt on the right wing. He dribbles up top out to Bazell for 3. Too strong. Bolt tapped it out of bounds. Reaching over the back of Riley Brooks. It goes out to Carthage with 3:12 left in the half. Carlo Kolak back in for Wesleyan, replacing Hakeem Williams.
Nice little fade off that screen right there by Bazell. The defender thinks he's going to curl a little bit more. Nice little fade to get that open 3-point shot. Just didn't go down. That's a good look for him.
30-29, Firebirds on top. Conference opener here from Shirk Center. Top of the key, Ryan Johnson wheels it left to the lane. Got past Anderson, but couldn't finish the layup. Got fouled, though, by Marco. And Ryan Johnson will shoot 2.
Yeah, again, that's a tough matchup on the outside. He's going to drag that big out for Illinois Wesleyan all night long, and they're going to have to be able to keep him out of the lane as much as possible. Ryan Johnson has been a thorn in the side for the Titans here so far in this first half. His ability to be able to post up down low and be able to get to the cup. Misses the first free throw a little bit short, just a sophomore. He is going to be an outstanding player for the Firebirds in his career.
Shooting 59% from the free throw line this year, averaging 13 points, 8 rebounds per game, and has a team-high 10 steals and 8 blocks. He gets 1 free throw here that gives him 6. And it's 31-29, Firebirds by a deuce. Fridman on the left side gets the ball to the high post to Bolt, lobs it inside for Anderson. Anderson pivots, draws the double, tees it up. Kolak open for 3. Off the back rim, no. Ryan Johnson pulls down the miss, and he gets grabbed by Marco Anderson, which would be his 3rd foul.
Nice job by the Titans getting that ball down inside. Carthage again did a great job bringing a double on that particular play. And three-pointer that time by Carlo Kolak, no good. And now Carthage finds themselves at the free throw line here for a 1-and-1. So penalty now for the Firebirds the rest of the half.
But that foul was on Bolt, not Anderson, his first. Johnson back at the line where he split 2 a moment ago. Front end here is off the back rim. Offensive rebound by A.J. Williams. Tries to get it out as he got tied up by Trey Bazell. He got surrounded by Titans. Carthage will keep it on the arrow.
That's the second time the Titans have lost a rebound off the free throw. And I would think be one of the advantages Illinois Wesleyan would have over Carthage here tonight. Firebirds came in negative rebounding margin. Titans a large rebounding margin on the season in the positive direction, but so far Carthage done a nice job holding their own.
Yeah, Titans are +9. Carthage -3 per game this year. Brooks on the dribble drive baseline. He'll fade over Kolak and he hits.
That's a really difficult shot again by Riley Brooks. You can tell he is a scorer. He's got that little fade, gets down to a comfortable position, fading on that shot and knocking it home.
He's in double figures with 11, 33-29. Fridman right side for the Titans. Feeds the post to Wilmson. Stares down Johnson. Puts the ball on the deck inside the half circle. Leans it short, but got the foul.
That's a big call right there, and both sides know it because that's Ryan Johnson's second personal foul. There's a lot of contact down there, and I think Coach Rose was asking for a foul down on the other end, or lack of a foul down on the other end. Got a call right there as Wilmson goes to the basket. And Ryan Johnson picks up his second, and both coaches know how important that is.
He has 2. Titan big man Marco Anderson has 2 fouls. Nick Roper has been sidelined for a while with 2 fouls. He got it with about 8 minutes to go in the half. As Wilmson rattles home the first, he's 65% at the line this year. His first point tonight, averaging about 9 points, 5.5 rebounds per game. Bolt is out, Fridman is out, Bazell is out. As Nego returns, along with Funk and Hakeem Williams.
Now Stoyich will have to man that post position for Carthage down there.
And Wilmson tried to follow his own miss as he knew it was short off his hand. And Siegel grabs the rebound for the Firebirds. 2 minutes till halftime. Titans trail by 3. As Stoyich out high, hands the ball off to A.J. Williams. Williams up top, chest pass left side to Brooks. Now to Stoyich. As he goes to his right against Wilmson. Gets down inside the paint. Leans in. Blocked by Wilmson. To Kolak. Floats the ball ahead to Funk. Funk puts on the brakes. Carthage gets back. Kolak into the paint. Leans in. Puts on the brakes. Couldn't hit the floater as he stopped on a dime and the shot was off target.
Yeah, Titans have just had a hard time finishing in that painted area so far tonight. Only 30 on the board right now here in the first half.
1:17 left in the half, 33-30. It's become more of a defensive struggle here late. Into the paint, A.J. Johnson with a scoop foul on the floor before the shot. It was 21-19 Titans at the midway mark of the half, so they've only scored 9 points in the succeeding 9 minutes. Firebirds have scored 12 in that stretch as Hakeem Williams gets his second foul. And this will send A.J. Johnson to the line. Older brother of Ryan Johnson, the junior, missed most of last year with a shoulder injury and looks like he's going to come back for another year as he gets the front end here. A 15-point per game scorer in his last full season and getting close to that here this year.
He shoots it well from the line, over 80% on the season. Shot it well from the three-point line. Hasn't taken a lot of three-pointers so far, just 17 coming in, but has knocked them down at about a 60% clip so far this year and knocks both free throws down there. He has been more than a solid point guard so far this season for the Firebirds.
35-30 Firebirds have led by as many as 8. Backdoor, nicely done. A dart to Kolak from Funk, and he lays it in.
Nice look that time by Mason Funk. Although Kolak coming off a little rub screen right around the opposite elbow right there, able to lose the defender. Pass was right on the money, and now Coach Jurakovic will take a timeout, try to set something up here for the Firebirds to finish the half strong.
35-32, Carthage with the lead. So we talked at the beginning about the big 3 for this team with A.J. Johnson, Ryan Johnson, Riley Brooks, and they've helped lead the way for them this evening. A much different look from last year's club with Jillian Campbell, who figured to be a key player, coming back, a double-digit scorer in his freshman and sophomore years, no longer on campus from what we understand. And Antoine Antoine Nesbitt, who was due to be back for another year. He's not been in the lineup this year, not here tonight, and not sure if he's going to make his way into the lineup at some point this year. He was a terrific player for the Firebirds last year, the top assist man in the CCIW, and a tremendous scoring threat as well.
Yeah, and a great job by Coach Jurakovic, obviously bringing over Riley Brooks, a really nice score, having Ryan Johnson back, A.J. Johnson back in the fold, and also lost Bolanovich from a year ago as well, an outstanding scorer, guy who could get to the rim, so a new look for the Firebirds, but I really think a very good basketball team, and they showed it going on the road. Winning at Whitewater is not easy to do, and they knocked off the Warhawks on their home floor on Saturday. This is a good basketball team playing the Titans here at the Shirk Center. They've shown it so far here in the first half with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, pick number 2 in the CCIW coaches poll this year, and finished just behind the Titans in first place votes. And they've got 22 seconds on the shot clock, up by 3, as A.J. Johnson will inbound in front of the Titan bench, with Jackson Ego guarding him. Lobs the ball into the backcourt to Colton Siegel. He'll set it up against Kolak on the left side. Cuts to the right off of the screen by Stojic. Into the corner to Brooks. Back up top of Stojic on the left with a handoff to A.J. Johnson. Stop and go baseline. Draws the double and he threw it away. It's Kolak off the steal. It's a 2-on-2. Kolak right of the lane. Jump steps inside. Got a bear hug and made the shot. It came before that, however, as Siegel...
Yeah, he grabbed him that time. It looked like Coach Rose wants an intentional foul call because he actually grabbed him as he was going to the basket. And they're going to call it a 1-and-1 here now for Carlo Kolak.
Yeah, I guess you're not going to get the continuation on the shot, but it certainly looked like he was impeded.
Yeah, actually looked like he put 2 hands around him that time to try to keep him from going to the basket. And the Titans didn't get any positivity out of that call.
So Siegel with his first foul, 1 in bonus for Kolak, and he makes the first. Kolak with 5 points off the bench. He's 82% at the line this year.
And the referee giving Coach Rose an explanation of the call right there. I'm not sure that Coach Rose is buying it.
One more try for Kolak, and he strokes that one through. The Titans with great work from their bench tonight. Fridman and Kolak in particular. 35-34, a 1-point game, 26.7.
Nice job by Coach Jurakovic. You get Ryan Johnson now back in the game here when you're on the offensive end, floor with those 2 fouls. Obviously don't want to pick up that third one, but a lot safer bet on the offensive side.
A.J. Johnson brings it up, guarded by Jackson Eco deep on the right side in front of the scorer's table. They've got the final shot. The clock is off. Game clock at 8. Left side, Ryan Johnson with a handoff to Siegel at 6. Has a seam in the paint. The runner can't get the bounce. Bolt flies in for the rebound. Ball trickles away. Picked up by Bazell. Too late for his shot. And the first half comes to a close. A first half of runs, the Titans had to claw back after a slow start, found themselves down by 8, led briefly, up by as many as 4, before Carthage bounced back, and they cling to a 1-point lead at the intermission.
Yeah, we talked about how good this Carthage team is, and they really showed it in half number 1. Good on the defensive end, holding Illinois Wesleyan just 34 points on the board. Titans shot 34% in the first half, and a lot of that had to do with really good defense from the Firebirds. This is a team that can really defend, and they have a 1-point lead here at the halftime break. I think Coach Jurakovic has to be really happy. He was able to use his bench effectively in that first half. Got good scoring out of Riley Brooks. Ryan Johnson showed what he could do, and his Firebirds defended extremely well in half number 1.
A game that will no doubt have big implications as the CCIW race unfolds over the next 3 months. 35-34, Carthage leads the 5th-ranked Illinois Wesleyan Titans. We'll take a break. We'll look at the other scores of the CCIW, and we'll talk to Bob Quillman from the QCast. That's coming up after this timeout. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titan basketball on 80-1 FM, WBSN, and IWSports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them. baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
And welcome back to Shirk Center at Illinois Wesleyan University. Eric Stock here with Joel Swanson as the Titans lead Trail Carthage 35-34 in the CCIW Conference Opener. Bob Perlman joining us now here via Skype as we take a look at what we've seen so far in the first half here at Q. I guess we would expect this kind of battle between the two teams picked to finish at the top of the CCIW.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of game that they're going to be. You know, when you get two of the contenders together, I think you always expect a close game. Carthage has really impressed me in this one. That Riley Brooks is really a great addition, the D2 transfer for Carthage. And we knew all about Ryan Johnson and A.J. Johnson. They're a really dynamic team. They're very quick. They have a lot of scores. They can shoot the heck out of it. And it would seem like this is going to be a close one the next 20 minutes.
Bob, talk a little bit about the program that Steve Jurakovic has put together up in Kenosha and the job that he has done so far, taking over from his father at the top spot for Carthage.
He's done a really nice job. And, you know, Joel, it always comes down to recruiting. And when you land an A.J. Johnson, when you land his brother Ryan Johnson, and the rest of this cast, you get a transfer like Riley Brooks, it starts to make a huge difference for you. And Steve's really doing a nice job of building it the right way. Offensively, Carthage is really difficult to defend, it seems, every year. They might lack a little bit of size, but as you've mentioned, in this game, they have looked like the longer team for stretches of the game. And so they have a really nice blend of guys, and I think Steve's done a great job building this thing up.
That is a real key for Carthage is Ryan Johnson, a player that Wesleyan went after as well. Talk about Ryan Johnson and his game a little bit.
Yeah, he's a 6'7", kind of a 3-4 man, and he's a guy that Ron Rose and Coach Etheridge and staff really went after hard. You know, they knew there was risk there with his brother at Carthage, but that's how much they thought of him. As he was one of their top priority recruits a year ago. Great player. I think he's going to be an All-American before he's done, and he just does so many things well on both ends of the floor, and kind of a future superstar kind of guy. Maybe already is one.
Oh, we've seen obviously Illinois Wesleyan, seen a little bit of Carthage here in the first half, some other teams in the CCIW. Let's start with North Central off to a nice start. Talk about the Cardinals and what they've got so far this season.
Yeah, I think Ethan Hellwig coming back was a huge thing. I wasn't quite sure what his status was coming into the year, and it seems like North Central always posts their roster so late. But Ethan Hellwig is back, a great player, such a great shooter, causes so many problems for a team defensively on the perimeter. I think North Central looks just a lot better than they did last year. They got some top 25 votes. They're sitting there 5-1, and they look like one of the contenders.
Maybe another team that might be a fringe contender, Augustana. The Vikings off to a nice start. What do the Vikings bring to the table in the CCIW here in 24-25?
Yeah, Tyler Knuth is really a great player. He's a fifth-year senior, and as soon as he announced that he was coming back last spring or whenever that was, that's when I started thinking to myself, boy, they're going to be okay. He's one of the best shooters in the CCIW, if not the country. And they have a lot around them, too. They're a very senior-dominated team, a group that's been through the battles. And I think Augustana will be in this race till the end.
And also a team that always seems to be there every year is Elmhurst, sitting at 3-3, maybe a slow start for the Blue Jays. Is it kind of a rebuilding season for Elmhurst, or will they be right in the middle of the CCIW race once again?
You know, I don't know if it's a rebuilding year, but they're certainly not as good as the last 3, 4, 5 years. You know, and when I've watched them play, kind of some puzzling results, and they just don't quite look like the same team. I think Coach Baines will will have them humming a little bit better now that we get into the conference season. But I do think it's safe to say that they're not quite where they were the last couple of years.
Get outside the CCIW a little bit. Number one team in the country is trying, the defending national champions. Talk about their club, a chance to go back-to-back. They've had some awfully good results so far this year.
They have a little bit of everything. I mean, I've watched them play a few games on stream, and they just don't have any weaknesses. They have a big guy, Monongolo, in the middle, a big 6'7" guy with long arms that can jump out of the gym, and they have so much firepower on the perimeter. They're so good getting to the basket. I think at this point, Trine is a very, very solid number one, and they look fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to see a really good top 5 team here in the month of December coming to the Shirk Center. Wash U. What do the Bears look like this season?
Wash U has pretty much that whole team back from last year, but they have a huge addition in freshman Connor May, who's from Palatine. And he was a really kind of a blue-chip D3 type recruit, a guy that a lot of D1s looked at, certainly D2s. And Wash U gets a lot of those kind of kids, those high academic kids, especially from the Chicago suburbs. So Wash U is long, they're skilled, they can shoot it, they're big, and that's going to be a fantastic game when they come to the Shirk.
Yeah, kind of rounding out, Bob. Let's talk about the Titans just a little bit. Illinois Wesleyan, you've seen them now 6 times already this year. Where do you kind of put the Titans into the national map? Obviously trailing at halftime right now, but nationally, how do the Titans look as far as the top 25?
I voted them number 2. They came out number 5. I know a few other people that voted them like 2, 3. I think they're fantastic. Despite maybe a little bit of a sluggish first half today, I credit Carthage for that, but they really don't have any weaknesses. They defend really well. They can shoot the 3. They can get to the basket. They have one of the best players in the country in Nick Roper. They have so much size. I think they're a very legitimate top 5 type team. And you'd expect that the Titans are looking to have a pretty special season here because they really do have all the pieces.
Hey, talked about one of the freshmen at Wash U. Talk about Josh Fridman a little bit. I asked you about him last year from Glenbrook North, just off to an outstanding start so far in his freshman season.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He's a dynamic little point guard, and he is little, right? He's 5'9" or whatever he is, but he's quick. He can get to the basket, and he's an elite shooter. I think he's shooting over 50% from 3 as a freshman. He comes in. He's not afraid to shoot. He's not afraid to take big shots. At that Chicago game, he made a number of big plays and big shots. I think the Titans have possibly a future All-American little point guard there on their hands in Fridman.
Well, Q, when we talked at Chicago, you said that the Titans needed 4 turnovers or fewer in the second half to pull out the victory. They had 4 turnovers in the second half, and they pulled out the victory. So what is the prescription for a Titan win tonight?
The prescription is Nick Roper playing, at least 15 minutes here, and I'll say 14 minutes in the second half. Nick only played 9 minutes due to foul trouble. If you give me Nick on the floor for 14, 15 minutes, I'll feel pretty good about that because as we saw early in the game, he's a big mismatch in this contest. So if Coach Rose can manage the fouls and kind of work through his minutes, if Nick's on the floor, I really like our chances here.
All right, thanks, Q, as always, and we'll talk real soon.
All right, guys, thank you.
All right, Bob Quillman, host of the QCast, which you can find on YouTube, and it is appointment viewing for any Division III basketball fan. The Titans trail Carthage 35-34. We'll take a brief timeout, and we'll reset when we return for the second half on 88.1 FM, WESN, and IWSports.com.